5, transmitting transglobally via Earth Station Mooney Ponds and by satellite to the entire known world. The world's first majority TV network, guaranteed pure and fresh and free from the incessant whine of whimpering minorities. This is TEE Channel 5, the television outlet of megastar Dame Edna Everage. And from her studio in the stars, here's Dame Edna.
Oh, how exciting! Hello, viewers. Yes, this is Dame Edna Everage, housewife superstar, mother, and Melbourne millionairess, megastar to boot, greeting you from my very own space station. It's hard to believe, but I'm zillions and squillions of miles out in space, and for security reasons, I can't say exactly where. But it's my own module, and I've got my very own TV channel. Of course, it's DEE5. So if you want an alternative TV network, you couldn't do better than tuning into your very favourite megastar. Look at me in my spunky old space-age neo-60s Courage-style space outfit. Isn't it gorgeous? And this rather interesting, pulsating bit of hardware in my hand is a parabolic dish. Looks a bit like a space-age salad bowl, doesn't it? It's really one of Mr. DeLorean's cub caps. I got a very, very good deal on it indeed, but old British technologists have been handcrafting it, and by switching this little knob, tweaking this little digit, I can beam in on almost any TV show in the world. Television in Mustique, Melbourne or Malibu. And right now, there's one person on TV I really want to see. It's BBC's own precious Russel Harty. But can I get him? Let's see. Oh, something tells me... Wait a minute. I think we should just about be on his wavelength. Hello?
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 I can hear a very stray.
Russell? Russell, darling?
Yes?
Russell! Russell, it's Dame Edna here. It's Edna, darling.
Hello, how are you?
Oh! Tears allowed in space.
Where are you?
You'll never guess where I am, darling. It's spooky but true. I'm in my own little satellite whizzing around. I'm just a star if you peeped out the BBC window.
Well, I'm speechless.
Oh, I've never known you to be short of words, Russell. This is Access Edna. You know, I want to make myself more accessible, viewers. That's why I've got my own satellite show. I am an accessible type of megastar. That's why I'm so widely loved. And Russell Harty is accessible in his own way, or so some of my spies on the North Circular have told me. Russell, it's beautiful to talk to you. I'm in a condition of weightlessness. I am. It's really, I'm only held down onto this chair by a few television cables. I am weightless, and you could do with losing a little. Success has gone to your jowls, Russell Harty.
Oh, you're being very, very cruel. But
no, I'm not. I'm overwhelmed with emotion because, you know, I was looking out the porthole of my space module a minute ago, and I saw my husband Norm's old prostate machine whizzing past. It's terrible to think that the technology, which has kept an intimate part of your husband's anatomy ticking over for years, has just become a piece of meaningless space junk. Ooh! I think that was Grace Jones' handbag. Oh. I shouldn't have mentioned her name to you talking of...
You shouldn't have hurt a guy. You shouldn't have hurt...
Black holes and Grace Jones are more or less identical.
Absolutely.
However,
we've had a lot of satellite links with Australia recently, with the games, you know.
Oh, the Commonwealth Games. I wasn't able to get there. I was doing a little show of my own in Tasmania, which you might have heard of, a bushy little triangle under the soft underbelly of Australia. But my very good friend, as Sir Harold Wilson would have said, the Queen, was up there, and we were in communication, not via satellite, but she did express to me, Russell, and I can pass this on to you as an exclusive to one of my very favourite media people and communicators, that she was very, very worried only a few short weeks ago about little Andy and Coo, and I was able to tell that woman, that wonderful, wonderful woman, who's got a basement in Buckingham Palace full of gifts she can't even throw away. You know, at least I can throw a few little things out into space that people give me, you know, plastic glads and things of that kind. But she's got to keep the lot in case they come round for afternoon tea. Did you know that? That's an exclusive. And she won't mind me saying it, will you, darling? No, she loves me. But she said she was worried about Coo, and I said, don't worry. I've had the whole Coo's family on to me, night and day. Their friendship was platonic, and I told the Queen that. I said, look, darling, I said, they're just good friends.
May I just say to you that there are certain people here, I know this is an awfully rude thing to say to you, but there are people waiting to appear on the show, and I wonder if I could...
I've cut in on you because I can. You see, with this parabolic dish, this space-age salad bowl, this DeLorean cast-off.
But I think I should sort of try and start the show. Otherwise,
who's
the
on the
people
show?
are lined...
Who is?
Well, I'll tell you who's here. Barry Sheen is here.
Oh, he was Merlin in Camelot, wasn't he?
No, that's Richard Harris. He's also here.
Richard Harris, is he still with us?
Yes.
Isn't he delightful?
He's wonderful. And Fiona Fullerton, she's here.
I loved her at the Windmill, always. Little Fiona in the Rain Review Bar. Fiona, you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
That's right. And the whole cast of Camelot are here too, and they're waiting, itching to get started.
I wouldn't keep the cast of Camelot waiting for anything. I'm going to tune out now, but I'll be beaming in later. Russell, lovely to talk to you. Possum.
And me, you. What a jolly surprise. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, come on, let's get started. Edna's gone off. Start it up, Laurie. Quickly, get it going.
This is Dame Edna Everage's Channel 5, catering for the tastes of the forgotten majority. Transmitting by satellite to Albania, Algeria, Angola, Anguilla, Bahrain, Bangladesh, little old Great Britain, Bolivia, Botswana, Brazil, Brunei, Bulgaria.
Hello, Russell. Speaking as a fully paid-up, card-carrying old communicator from way back and an outer space investigative journalist, I'd just like to say that all of us up here at DEE5 love the show over the moon. So much, in fact, that I'm going to beam in on your show next week when I'll be live as your guest in the studio. Thanks for watching, viewers, too, and thank you for being my host again, darling Russell. And if you're sick of laughing and want a good old-fashioned smile, stay tuned for Kenny Everett.
Ladies and gentlemen, seen for the first time in the cosy intimacy of her boudoir, Dame Edna Everage. I wonder whether you have met Miss Sheena East.
Delighted, sweetheart.
Hello. This is the second time in 1 week I've met royalty. I don't know what to say.
Sheena, you're too sweet. Isn't she lovely? And what a lovely song. And an intelligent lyric, Russell.
Were you listening to
I
that?
love an intelligent lyric.
Yeah.
I wish I knew what it was about.
Well, maybe she shall explain it to you later.
No, I'm teasing. Beautiful, Sheena,
Thank
and you're
you.
a gorgeous creature.
Thank you. Well, I take a lot of my beauty tips from you, Dame Edna.
Oh, Sheena, I'm going to give you a copy of my new bedside companion, but you don't need beauty tips, your skin. Do you use parsnips at all?
Not for my skin, no.
Well, I do. Do you know what I've got under this eiderdown?
I've been dying to ask
Well,
you.
I've got parsnips under here. I never go to bed without a couple of parsnips. And do you know what I do with these in the middle of the night?
No.
Well, with the aid of a little Nivea, I pop them into my blender. Can the camera get a picture of that?
Well, this blender it's not working.
No, but that's just there to give an idea of my bedside table.
This parsnip's stuck inside.
Yes, they do get a bit jammed. You have to lubricate them with a little Nivea. But you know, I make a parsnip puree, darling, and it pampers my pores. Parsnips contain precious little enzymes and things of that kind, and it's amazing for the skin. That's how I've managed to keep as fresh as I am.
I'll remember that.
Keeps my skin mega-star moist.
Is this the first time you've done a conversation which a lot of people are watching in bed?
It is, Russell. And you know, Sheena, I must tell you, Russell and I go back a long way. You're a young little snip of a girl, and such success you've had. But Russell, well, you and I are survivors, aren't we, Russell Harty? And you know, there have been little moments in the history of communications when people thought, whither Russell? And now you can't turn on the wireless or the TV without this little face looking at you, or his little voice sort of droning on in an inevitable way. And you know, I'm so pleased. Our careers have meshed in a funny sort of way, Sheena.
But yours is completely overshadows everyone. How can you cope with being a megastar?
Well, I've accepted it, darling. I think I've never been spoilt by my success in the same way as you, and I don't think it'll happen to you. I think it's a temperamental thing. And yet I know people have not been nearly as successful as us. They've got heads like pineapples, haven't they, Russell? They get all horrible and silly, I think. I've never given an interview in bed, and this is a favour to you.
It's terrific, it's terrific. In the book that you are...
promoting?
Holding in your hand. You describe all sorts of things to do with beds, like ways of going to sleep, odd ways of getting to sleep. Can you rehearse an odd way of the odd way?
Dropping off. Some people suffer from insomnia. I think we're busy people, and we probably, as soon as we hit the cot, we go to sleep, don't we, Sheena?
Not always. It depends if we're unfortunate.
Oh, what a little droll witch you've got. Oh, Sheena, you're gorgeous. I love the Caledonian humour. But, and that little accent, which I love. But,
do you have any tips about going to sleep?
I do. There are some simple... There's the leprosy method, which I describe in this book. And it's as simple...
What did you say?
Leprosy. The leprosy method.
Yes.
You talk to little bits of your body one at a time. You say, you're lying there, you see, and you say, go to sleep, little toe. Go to sleep, little foot. Go to sleep, little ankle. Go to sleep, little knee. Go to sleep, little thigh. You know, well, by that time, all that part of your body has dropped off. That's why I call it the leprosy method. I describe it. And then there's another thing you can do. And this is something that a lot of... You know, you've got a big bedridden following, Russell.
What?
A big bedridden following. Statistics have proved that a lot of people spend a lot of time in bed watching your show. It's lovely watching telly in bed. I love watching Russell's show in bed, because if I feel a bit drowsy, I can just nod off and wake up again when something interesting's happened. And anyway, I sometimes lie in bed if I'm thinking, you know, you're thinking about another show or your public. I worry a lot about my public. And fan yourself off. Now, this is a good one. To fan yourself off, you lie down. I can give a demonstration. You lie down in the bed. Isn't this beautiful? Look at my marsupials there. And you just do this. That's all you do. Now, it's a good way of going to sleep, unless your bridesmaid or your live-in lover has been on a lentil or a hard-boiled egg diet. Because the least, I'm telling you, I mean this, the least bit of static electricity from an acrylic blanket or a koala bear, and your bedroom could be an inferno.
Oh, God. Look, one of the things you also talk about is how to get rid of bed stains.
Oh, yes. Is this live, this show? Are we going directly to air? Because if I accidentally said something a bit yucky, you could cut it out, couldn't you? What a responsibility that is, viewers. Well, there is a stain that I think is probably more common than any other on bedclothes. And I'm going to be pretty forthright, pretty upfront about this, and I'm going to name that stain. This is going to be a bit of a first. For the late Kenneth Tynan will be turning in his grave. I refer... Well, why not? Chocolate. Now... The chocolate, I love chockies in bed.
So do I.
Do you like the chocolate chip ice cream?
Oh, I love it, I love it.
Scrummy, yummy. I love a bit of a nibble, you know, get into the old milk tray or the black magic in bed. And sometimes the bed clothes are a bit yucky in the morning if you forget one, you know, and you roll over and it melts. So, how to get it out? Well, this is a problem. You can dry it, all sorts of methods, but the sucking method. Now, suck with clean gums. Now, you've got to remember, that to me is the scrummiest, but you see, if people jump into the room in a hurry and see you with the bedclothes in your mouth, I can, come to the wrong conclusion sometimes. But all the methods,
Wait a minute.
I'll put them in this
Isn't
book.
there something? There's also a way of cleaning apart from cleaning bed
Look,
things.
we've got Nivea all over my book. Oh, it's easy. My new publication, My Bedside Companion. Am I looking at the right camera? This one? My Bedside Companion, especially treated, Sheena.
Yes.
It's a special...
You're not plugging it now, are
No,
you?
I'm not plugging this.
No, no.
This is just a bit of interest education. Suppose we get a bit more nib on it.
Yeah.
And other things, the things you can get on things.
Yeah.
Well, you're just a little bit of Mr. Sheen, no relation to you, Sheena. And a squeegee. Now, this is wonderful. Look. Now, what book offers you this?
Not many.
Hold on a minute. Let me tell you that King Louis the something of France used to be entertained at his bedside by jesters and magicians. And keeping up that tradition for us tonight is an illusionist. He's called Simon Drake. He's appeared and disappeared before the eyes of the Princess Margaret and Prince Andrew, and he's toured with people as varied as Kate Brush and Madness and the Bush and the Royal Ballet. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Simon Drake. To meet Dame Edna. This is... Well, you met Sheena, haven't you?
Sheena
Yeah,
has.
nice to see you. Well done.
Good to see you.
Simon Drake. This is
Hello,
Dame...
Simon.
I'm deeply honoured.
Simon, so
Dame
am
Edna.
I. How did you do it? I was peering. We were very close.
It's deep throat.
I've never been so close to a magician, and yet I couldn't see any sign of any little trick, and yet there must be some magic
Who
there.
taught you how to do all these tricks?
Well, I started from a clown as my first teacher,
Yeah.
and he taught me to do lots of little sleight of hand things.
And you can use people in your experiments.
Well,
can't
I
you?
have something here for Edna, actually.
You could use Edna as a kind, or Dame Edna as a kind
Dame
of...
Edna.
Oh,
I do beg your pardon.
Please, this is the Russel
Oh, no.
Harty show. Don't make me vanish, darling.
A silk handkerchief, yes.
Lovely,
Both
not
sides.
acrylic, real silk.
Ready? You ready? Real silk?
Yes.
Watch.
Oh,
They're for you,
look
darling.
at them. Oh, isn't that
And you can also use her glasses if you want.
beautiful? I'd love
yes.
to lie in bed and let something grow in my hand like that.
Right, another one. Now, I have
Sit
to
in,
be very
Sheena, if you
careful.
can't see this properly.
Move
Sit
in a
in.
little.
to it.
Sheena.
Now,
We'll all have to move in to watch this closely because it's rather
have-
delicate. Isn't it?
What are they?
very small. They're very small little black sticks.
The camera
And there's-
getting them?
I don't know. I think so. Yes, the camera is, right? Now, if you can lean forward a little more. Right, that's okay. Now. Hold on. No. There it is. Right.
My jewels!
A little jewel appeared on the end. How wonderful.
Oh,
Right.
Isn't
now,
that
the
nice?
jewel goes to there. Oops. Changed colour. Hold on. I'll take one there and one there. That's two now. On each side.
spooky.
Take it out. It's gone off there, and it's on the other end of there. Now, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could you just make a little, just blow at it a little bit? Magical blow? Bit harder?
Oh,
You've blown too onto it. It is...
I'm so close to this, and yet I can't see how it's
Now,
done.
I'll put that one away.
I think
and
you
I'll
could
just...
maybe make you a tiara. That would be lovely.
Now, I'll take another one. There.
Are those real glasses?
No, these are simulated jewels. Just as well I'm not wearing the Everage diamonds tonight.
Could you hold that, please, Shin?
Sure.
A present.
Thank
Now,
you.
bring back the other one. Where
This
are
is
we?
just
Here we
so
are, with the
uncanny,
two.
viewers.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, please put your regal hand out. Turn it over and shut it. Whoa. Right. That goes in there. Now, could you tap her hand for me
Tap
5
my
times?
hand.
You don't mind, do you?
5
It's
times
Shane.
with
not
the...
an intrusion 5 times?
It should have worked. Now, just turn it over very slowly, and open it up so that...
Oh, look! Can the camera see those jewels?
Oh, how too... Now, you've got one act for the audience, and you have to go for this act. You've got to psych yourself
That's
up
right.
because it's an act for
Meditation.
the audience, isn't it? So shall you go and get yourself
I
psyched? And we shall join you in,
Thank you for your-
in a moment or two.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Simon Drake, ladies and gentlemen.
Simon.
Oh!
You know, what a spooky borderline we tread between
I know.
reality and unreality.
I
Sheena.
know. May I just ask you a question,
Of
Dame
course.
Edna? There's lots of famous people and people from history leave their beds to museums. Do you think that maybe we'll be privileged by having this in one of our museums sometime?
Well, it could be. This is my own bed, as a matter of fact. It's been going around the world with me, along with my bridesmaid, Madge Alsop. She's my travelling companion, since my husband, alas, was hospitalised. And incidentally, I've secured the services of Dr. Jonathan Miller to personally look after Norm. Isn't that
Oh,
marvellous?
terrific.
So it'll be a loss to a lot of theatre goers, but it'll be Norm's gain.
Gate, Norm's Gate. Now,
He's writing a book called The Prostate in Question. However, I'm
can I just
leaving
ask
this
you-
to the Smithsonian Institute.
Oh, good.
And
is that in Washington or in Boston?
well, it's in the United States
Somewhere round about
sometime.
there.
They want it. They're desperate for it, as a matter of fact.
Well, in history, since we're talking about history, and she has introduced this topic most appositely, whom would you have liked to have shared your bed with historically?
Well, Erin Pizzey, I think. Wouldn't she be marvellous in the winter, ladies? Don't you think, snuggling up to old Erin? She'd have a few warm little nooks, wouldn't she? And
Anybody?
I mean, when I say share the bed, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, you know. You wouldn't believe it, but I am. I've no stretch marks. But, or not that you'd notice, but when I say share the bed, I'm not one of those permissive types of people, not even on live television.
Right.
And when I say share, I don't mean I wouldn't want to play hospitals with them, darling, I wouldn't. Or cars and garages, no. I'd love to have shared my bed with Liberace too, because I think he'd know really how to respect a woman. I'm sure he would. And I was talking to him on the phone the other day because I've had a tragic thing happen in my life.
While you two
My
go and talk.
bridesmaid, Madge Alsop, is suing me for palimony. Do you know that? I'll tell you about it.
Tell you about
It's
that after.
horrible.
Meanwhile, here is Simon with the
She's
trick
going
that he's
take
gone
me
to.
for every penny
Well, here
I've
is Simon
earned.
with the
She's
trick
just my
which he's psyched
bridesmaid.
himself up for
She's
with the
making
audience.
such rude suggestions.
Simon Drake.
She's suggesting...
we couldn't say goodnight to you tonight without allowing Dame Edna to approach the audience, because she really is more happy with
I
an
love
audience.
people. I just want to look
She
at
just wants
these
to be with
women. Aren't
people.
they beautiful? Hello, sweetheart. You're gorgeous.
Do you love that colour?
Isn't it pretty? It's apricot. I had a horrible dream last night. I dreamt I was in the war zone with Princess Anne in Somalia. Mind you, she's always in the war zone, isn't she?
She is.
People are sniping at her, poor little lump. The grenades from the prison. Isn't she gorgeous? Here's a quiz, quickly. And I want you to put your hands up. Any doctors here? Put their hand up. Oh, I bet that's not the first time you've had your hand up today, either. Anyway, here's a quiz. I want you to be honest, quickly. This is about when you go to bed. When you wake up in the morning. Now, be honest. When you wake... What wakes you in the morning? A digital alarm, please. Hands up. Who gets woken by a digital alarm? Oh, yes, my computers are watching and counting. Now, a cup of tea? Who's woken by a cup of tea?
Yes, all good.
Very good. A cock? Yes. Or farmyard? Anyone in the country? Yes, there's a young man over there. Now, the next quiz, there's lots of wonderful things in my book. What a Christmas present this will make.
God. Listen,
You can give it to her. She's like a little British Caledonian hostess, isn't she gorgeous?
Before you get into Harrod's window,
I've
may I
got
say...
another one here.
No, all right. May I
If
say
you
thank you
feel
to
the call
Simon
of
Gray.
nature
Thank you. Come and
during
join
the
us.
night,
Thank you to Sheila.
do you slip into your arms?
Bye-bye. Thank you for coming. Good night. Bye-bye.